running activation. So we're going to go over a pre-running routine, a post-running routine, and just some guidelines to avoid getting injured. Now that's one of the main forms of exercise that we have access to. So a couple of reasons why people get injured when they run is an increase in their training load. So what's your running volume been like in previous weeks, and what has it been like this week? If it's been a huge increase from your previous 4 weeks of training, chances are you're going to get injured. Number 2 is running mechanics, which we're not going to go over in this video, but activation and mobilization of some of the joints that we cover might help your running technique. Another point to consider, are you running with too much of support on your shoe, too little support on grass or on tarmac? Generally, on grass with medium support shoes is going to be the best for technique and general load through your body. So starting off, when we run, we don't actually go through that much range of motion. Generally, we're going to pick the knee up and then strap the ground in front. We're not sprinting, so you're not having the knee all the way up. We're not doing a squat. You don't need to spend a long time mobilizing those areas. But key joints and muscles do need to be activated. So starting off, a stretch and mobilization and activation. For the hamstring is just going to be a hip hinge. So hands across the shoulders, soft knees, hips back, big stretch, and then fire through nice and quick. Soft knees, hips back, big stretch, fire through. 10 to 12 reps on that. Next one, because we're going to be on one leg when we run, we just want to warm up our one leg or single leg strength and stability. So you can either go with a forward lunge, lateral lunge, and then reverse lunge complex, just so you're working in multiple planes. And again, go for 10 to 12 reps in each direction on each leg for that. Finally, before we move into some ground-based activation, it will be a figure 4 squat. Again, working on stability, strength, and a little bit of mobilization on that hip that you have across your leg. So foot across knee, arms out in front, and then you're going to squat down as low as you can, stand back up. Try to keep that balance in between reps. Down, chest up as low as you can, back up. Just feel a big stretch on the outside of the hip that's crossed over, and then activating that glute on the leg that you're standing on. Moving down to the ground to make sure that our knees are in a good position when we run. We need to activate our glutes. So from here, we'll just go for a lying glute bridge, both legs at the same time. Coming up, squeezing the bum, holding at the top, down slow, 10 to 12 reps like this, and then you'll come single leg again. Repeat the same amount of reps, one leg at a time. Same tempo, holding at the top, down slow on both sides. After that, we've activated our glute max, we activate our glute med with a clam plank. This will be normal side plank position. So elbow right underneath shoulder, knee in line with hip, back foot is off the floor, and then you're going to bridge up and hold. You feel the outside of your hip immediately switch on, hips are pushed forward, squeezing both glutes, squeezing my core as well. Moving on from that, all you're going to need is a support, such as a chair. Our main point of contact on the ground when we run is our calf, so we need to make sure our whole ankle complex and lower limb is activated and switched on. So starting off nice and easy, legs soft, just coming up, calf raise, trying to come up onto your big toe, down slow. If you can, and you want to make this harder, elevate the front half of your foot, but right now I've just got my feet flat on the ground, heels pulled off to start, up onto the big toe, down slow. High reps, 10 to 15, like this. You can then come onto a single leg version, if your calf is alright with that, on both sides. Finally, to work our other calf muscle, come down into a squat, and then same thing, calf raise in a squat position. So again, you're using this chair just to support your upper body. And then finally, to finish it off, as you're going on your run, or right before you go, jump rope or some sort of hopping circuit, where you're hopping on the spot, either jumping over rope or just on the spot with no rope, is going to prep your calf for a similar action that you'll do when you're running. So our post-running routine is mainly going to focus on static stretches that are just going to loosen off some of the muscles of the upper and lower leg that may be tight when you've got back from a run. So just to focus mainly on the ankle, we're going to start with a quad sit. So there you're getting a stretch on the quad. If you have your feet flat, as I do, you're going to get a really nice stretch along the front of your shin. So this is going to stretch a muscle called the tibialis anterior, which is often neglected when we go through a stretching routine. So if you can tolerate it with your ankles, you're going to sit flat as opposed to on your heels like that. Sitting flat, leaning back. If you want, you can lie all the way back as well. And if you want to increase the stretch on the front of your calf, on that muscle, tibialis anterior, you're just going to lean back and bring your knees off the floor. And again, this should be quite intense if you've never stretched this muscle, especially post-run. Nice. Now we've just done a static stretch for that ankle. We'll move into a little bit of a dynamic one. This will be a lunge position. You're going to keep your big toe and heel on the floor. And then here you're going to use your upper body to drive that knee as far as you can over the toe, keeping the big toe and heel digged into the ground, and then come back. So I'm not letting the heel come off, I'm keeping that big toe active, gripping the ground with my foot, drive forward, feel a stretch along your Achilles, and then come back. And again, we'll do this for quite a lot of reps, 10 to 15 on each side. Each rep, you're trying to get a little bit more range as you use your upper body to drive that knee forward. After this, nice static stretch just for the glutes. Come into pigeon, palms flat, chest up, back nice and straight, driving your heels into the ground, and again holding for 60 to 90 seconds on each side. And then finally, just a stretch and bring the whole posterior chain into it. We go for ankle, hamstring, and lower back stretch with just an ankle, hamstring, toe touch, reach forward, grab your toes if you can, head down. And again, just trying to control your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you can't get there to start and you're more just past the knee, see how long it takes you to get to your toes. I guarantee if you leave it 2-4 minutes, so it is a long time, but that's how long some of those muscles might need to relax. You can see if you can just slowly creep forward, maybe hold a minute, a couple inches down, keep reaching, using your legs as leverage to reach further and further forward. As you begin to relax and control your breathing, your body will give you a bit more range and you'll be able to get closer to your toes, if not holding your toes at the end of that 2 to 4 minute mark.